So, welcome back. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. I'm excited for our next project. It includes some writing that we've done, the writing process already, but I'm going to go over the writing process anyway. So you can remember all the steps and know that we can do everything one step at a time, working together. So the first day of the writing process is called Information Day. That's what we like to call it, isn't it? Because this is the day where we gather all the information on our topic. And we'll be talking about our topic, which I'm kind of excited about, in just a little while. The next day that we'll meet about this writing is pre-writing day. That's the day where we fill out all the graphic organizers, and we've done this several times already this year, but these are a little different because they are tailored or made for exactly our topic, which I can't even wait to share. The next day is the rough draft day, and that's the day where we write and we get to write about things that we learned on Information Day. And then the day after that, we fix our writing on Revise and Edit Day. And we'll have checklists like we usually do. And then finally, at the end, we have our final copy day. And I'm kind of excited about this final copy time because it's not only your wonderful writing and illustrations, but also you will get a chance, and you can do this only if you feel comfortable, but I would love to see all of my writers do this. You will get a chance to record yourself reading your writing so I can hear it, and you can share with the people that love you at home too. But it's my favorite day is present days because we'll get to see all the things that you learn, and it's just so much fun. So I'm going to put a circle around, whoops, Information Day, so we know where we are supposed to be in the writing process. Okay? So today is Information Day, and we're going to be writing something like we are almost scientists, because we're going to write about something that is a real thing and something that has real facts about it. So we're going to be giving information to the people that read your writing this week. This type of writing is called informative writing. Informative writing. Information, informative. They sound a lot alike. Those words mean that we're finding things out. We're finding out facts about bats. Now, I want you to picture in your head, shut your eyes if you need to. Picture in your head a bat. Now, some of you may have pictured one thing. Some of you have may pictured another thing, because bats, the word bat, is a multiple meaning word. What that means is it could mean two different things. Some words are more than two, but this word has two different meanings. This first bat is one you may or may have not seen before. It is very popular sport. It is a very popular sport. I know in the United States as well as other places. You can see there is a little ball here. It's a hard round ball. It's very hard. It's got some red stitches on it. And then you see this long round stick thing. This is a bat. This is a bat. It is used to hit this ball in a game called baseball. That is a bat. It sure is. Here is another bat. Oh, look at this fella here. This is a bat. Wow. Some of you may have seen this creature before. Some of you may have not seen this creature before. There's some reasons why you may have not seen this creature before when you're walking home from school or when you're outside playing. And we're going to find that out in a little while. I am going to show you some other pictures of bats because there are many different species or kinds of bats. You can see that they have, well, I don't want to say everything that they have right now because I want you to look and see what you see. And now you can pause this recording and you can tell the people that take care of you or the people that you live with, those people, you can tell them different things that you see from these pictures because just from looking at pictures, you can see and learn many things. So pause right now. And when you're done, unpause and we will move on to the next slide. Okay, I hope you've spent some time seeing pictures, the pictures that I just showed. And then now what we're going to do is talk about what we know about bats. Now, if we were able to meet in person, we would do a turn and talk. We would discuss with our small groups. But today I'm going to list a lot of things that people already knew about bats in other times. So let me make the font just a little bit bigger so all can see. Thank you for being patient. What I know about bats. Now you could go back and look at that screen and think about things that you see on the picture because this is a photograph, so this is true. This is a real photographs of bats. So you should be able to see some things on this picture that could help you. Some things that people know about bats: they fly in the sky. They hang upside down. What else do we know about bats? Some people said they eat bugs. Another person said they drink human blood. Someone else said bats eat fruit. Someone else said bats eat meat. Now, some of these facts might be true, or that we don't want to call them facts. They're what we know about bats. So after we read books and look up different information, we will find out which of these are facts and which are not true, and they're called myths. a myth. That means people think it's true, but it's really not. So we're going to come back to this page in a little while. These are some very good facts. Thank you very much for being patient. I know that this is a very different way of learning, but you guys have been so great so far. This next page is, what do I wonder about bats? Maybe you've seen some before and you've wondered things about them, or maybe this is the first time you've seen these creatures. I wonder what you would wonder about bats. And again, usually we'd be talking in groups here, but because that's just not possible right now, and we are learners that learn to do whatever we need to do to learn, even during strange times like this. So, some other people wondered things about bats, and I'm going to share here, but I want you to add to your list what you wonder about bats too. So add that in your science notebooks, what I wonder about bats. And I'll give you um, some ideas that children have had. Oh, this is a wonderful one. Should I be afraid of bats? Very good question. Another one was, do bats have sharp claws? I guess that means they mean maybe like at their feet. It's hard to see in these pictures whether they're sharp or not. That almost looks like a bird claw, doesn't it? I'm not sure. Okay. Should I be afraid of bats? Do bats have sharp claws? Oh. Are bats mean or nice? Very good question. Do bats have sharp teeth? Oh, and another wonderful question that many students have asked is, can I have a bat for a pet? All good things to wonder. Now, as you watch one of the several of the stories that you'll watch on your own, keep this list open. Keep it open and add to it if you have a question about bats. And then on another page in your science journal, you can write down facts that you learned about bats. Because the great part of watching these videos is you can pause whenever you need to. So you can write your facts down and you have all the time you need. Now, of course, we do have some great books for you to learn about facts. I found this first book, Bats Day and Night. It is written by Becca Hughes. That is the author. She wrote the words. This book was found on Reading A to Z. And all of you, since you all have an account on Reading A to Z, this book has been put into your place to read books, and it's on your level. That's wonderful. So you can read all the facts. You should be able to read the words, and you can read the words to the adults and people that other like kids that you live with that also help take care of you. You can, anybody at home that would love to hear about bats. I will read this one right now, so you can get an idea of how to gather the facts, how to stop, think, and write. Bats day and night. Bats day and night. The sun comes up. The bats are returning to the cave. So it sounds like the bats have been out and about, out in the world, and now they're coming back to the cave. A cave is like a round opening or a big opening in a mountain or a hill, and inside it is very dark. Even during the day, it's very dark. It is morning. The bats are hanging upside down. This is many bats. I can see all these legs. So there's many bats hanging upside down in the morning. In the morning, what I usually do is I wake up, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast, and I get ready to teach and I get ready for my day. It looks like these bats came inside their cave and they're hanging upside down. That's not what I do in the morning. That's the opposite. Oh, it is morning. The bats are sleeping. Huh. The bats are sleeping in the morning. Interesting. It is afternoon. See how they're all hanging on top of the cave and sleeping? And now it's afternoon. The bats are waking up. What? Hold on. So, what I just read is that these bats came in the morning and they flew into their cave and they hung upside down and then they fell asleep all day long. Did they waste the whole day? Let's find out because that's interesting to me. It is afternoon. The bats are moving around. So these bats slept all day long and now they're waking up and they're moving around. I wonder what they'll do next. It is evening. That's about when the sun goes down at night. Usually I've eaten my supper by then and I'm getting ready to slow down for the night. These bats aren't. It says it is evening. These bats are leaving the cave. Well, if these bats are leaving the cave at night, oh, it is night. The bats are hunting for bugs. I think I remember a fact being, or maybe what I know. I think I remember somebody saying that bats eat bugs. And I think I remember saying, someone said they sleep during the day. And that's true. They did sleep during the day. That's interesting. The sun comes up. The bats are returning to the cave. So it's sort of like that was the day of the bat, but it was mixed up because the bat's day was during the night. The end. So let's go back and check are what I know about bats. Did they fly in the sky? Woohoo! They do. I'm going to put a check mark. Yes, that's a good thing. They hang upside down. Is that true? Yes, from the book we saw, it is true. They did hang upside down. They eat bugs. Do the bats eat bugs? Yes. Yay, we've got 3 facts that we've already checked. Give yourself a round of applause. Here's the next one. They drink human blood. That story didn't say anything about drinking human blood. So I'm going to just leave that because it could still be true. Maybe it just wasn't in that book. Whenever you're learning about something new, if you only read one book, you will only get some information. But if you read many books and look at videos and websites, you will learn many more facts. It's always important to find different sources, different books, different things to find information about. Bats eat fruit. That book didn't say anything about bats eating fruit. But again, we've only read one book. I think it would be important to keep reading to see if we can ever find out if bats eat fruit. Bats eat meat. Again, the same thing as blood and fruit. We didn't see anything about bats eating meat, but we've only read one book. We only have a little information and we need to get a lot of information. So let's go down to the next story. Now, this next story is a National Geographic Kids book, and I have had many of these books. They're wonderful for great information. If I would press play here on this recording, though, the person that reads the story, it can't be heard right through this. So you have the link to the story. I would like for you to stop this recording, click on the link for this story, and listen and talk about the story with the people that take care of you, if you can. If you can't, then you'll unpause and we'll continue with the lesson. Okay? Thank you. And I am going to go because you should have paused, listened to National Geographic Kids Bats. And now we're going to have a minute to go over some bat vocabulary. Then we're going to list facts about bats. So I've paused. Now, I'm hoping that everyone took their time to hear the story, National Geographic Kids Bats. It was read, if you notice, the girl that read the story spoke in another language that is not another language that you guys know, but it's one she knows because her first language is Chinese. And your first language is either Arabic or Spanish or Swahili. So this little girl, she's older than you are, but she can read in English and Chinese. And she is a very good example of you guys because she's learned both languages. So let's go on to our bat vocabulary. Give me 1 second to just put up a little bit of a box. Oh, sorry, excuse me. That's what we have right now. So you probably heard the girl that read the story. She said it was amazing because bats can hear sound. They can. It's kind of hard to explain. But if you were a bat, and even though bats can see really well, it's still really dark at nighttime. And so they have to rely on their big ears to help them hear and help them see things. They don't really see them, but what they do is they send out a sound, and the sound might bounce off a tree, and it's invisible, so you can't see sound, but you can hear it. And the bat's ears are so good that they can throw out a sound and maybe it'll hit a tree nearby and then the sound will bounce back. And then the bat just somehow knows how big the object is and how far away it is. And that way, he doesn't fly into a tree. Really neat. And that word is called, get ready, it's a big one, echolocation. Echolocation. Here it is in Spanish, Swahili, and Arabic. And the word echolocation, echo means like this. When you yell in a cave or somewhere, if you yell, hello, it sounds like this. Hello, 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 hello. That is an echo. And location means where you're at. So it makes sense when I say that bats can bounce a sound off an object and hear where it is from the echo, echolocation. Our next one. Oh, I've got just orange boxes everywhere. Thank you for being patient. A roost is a place where a bat hangs upside down to sleep. They sleep in a roost. They sleep in a big group all together. So I lived in my house, I lived with my son Sam. And when he went away to college, he moved away. And now I live by myself, and that's fine with me. But I'm a human. Bats like to live in big groups and they roost together. Let's go on to our next vocabulary word. You'll get lots and lots of time to add these to your vocabulary notebooks. A group of bats all together is called a colony. If you saw a group of fish, you would say that is a school of fish, a big group of fish. A group of bats is called a colony. Last definition on this page is the word that we were talking about, or we have not talked about this yet. I'm sorry. This is cool though. The first book that we read, it was all about how the bats were flying around and then they went back to the cave in the evening and then they hung upside down. I'm sorry. They went back to the cave in the morning and they hung upside down and they stayed in their roost all day long. And then in the evening, they started moving around. And then when it was night, remember what they did? They left. They woke up and they left. And all night long, they flew around looking for something to eat because animals that sleep during the daytime and come out at night are called nocturnal. Let's make this thing go away so you can read it in Arabic too. Nocturnal. Sleep during the day, come out at night. Thank you. Let's go on to the next one. Hibernation. Bats will hibernate during the winter. That means they go to sleep when it starts getting really cold and they just stay asleep. They stay asleep until it's springtime. Some other animals do that as well, like bears. They hibernate. Our next word, I love this picture and I know you will too. This is a baby bat. It's so cute. And they don't call baby bats, hello, little baby bats. Baby bats are called a pup. A pup, just like dogs. Here is a pup. That word pup, you can even tap out very easily. Watch. Pup. Our next vocabulary word is a mammal. There's lots of mammals in the world. A mammal is warm-blooded and it nurses its young. What that means is that the baby animal is born and it can't eat regular food yet. So it drinks milk from its mother's bodies. There's a lot of different mammals in the world. Mammals have babies that are born alive. So mammals don't they don't lay eggs like a duck. A duck will lay an egg, and then when the baby's ready to be born, it cracks out of the egg. Mammals don't do that. If you have, well, you're you, and if you have ever had a little brother or a little sister, when the baby is born, the baby comes from the mother and it's an alive baby when it's born. So humans are mammals. And here's a box that you'll be able to look at when you're working on your own with a list of many, many mammals, a horse, a bear, a pig, a dog, a cat. They're all mammals. Is a turtle a mammal? Well, turtles lay eggs. So turtles are not mammals. Our next word is pollen. We talked about this when we did our science unit, when we learned all about plants. And I'm sure that you remember how the bees got the pollen, and this is the same thing. They help pollinate like bees do because they get the yellow powder on the plants. And that's pollen. And you should already even have this one in your science notebooks and in your vocabulary notebooks. So if it's not in there, though, you'll get a chance to put it there. Okay. 2 more words, my friends. Insects. I'm going to draw a picture of kind of a cartoon picture. Of course, this isn't like a real picture because this wouldn't smile. But I bet you can guess what I'm drawing by now. Just wanted to make sure that everybody understands the difference. Is this an insect? Now, because you know how I set up my vocabulary charts, you can see that I don't have, hold on. I'm sorry. You can see that in my picture on my vocabulary chart, do I have a spider? I don't, but could a spider be an insect? Well, let's read the definition of an insect. Bugs with 6 legs. Well, this spider here has at least 6 legs, but these all only have exactly 6 legs. This spider, let's check him out. Ooh, they're too stretched out. They don't look real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a spider is not an insect. So far we know that they eat bugs. I'm gonna erase my friend. Oh, that's too small. Let me erase my friend very quickly. And we will move on to our last word. And oh, sorry guys. This word, and we've already talked about it a lot, but I'm just going to review it. Bat could be one of 2 things because a bat is a multiple meaning word. It means more than one thing. A bat could be a round stick used to hit a baseball or a nocturnal, sleeps during the day, flying mammal. So this is a bat. And I'll take the orange cover-ups. You know, those can all be out. Okay. So I'm going to show you, first of all, we're going to talk about what you need to do for next time because it is almost time for your work. Okay. I would like for you to find 3 bat facts ready for next time. And then if you have questions about the assignment or, excuse me, you have questions about bat facts, or if you find a book and you're not sure if it's okay, send anything. Just ask me in Class Dojo. That's the fastest way. But I do want to show you more resources that you'll get to look at. I was able to find the fiction story Stella Luna in English, Spanish, and Swahili. Definitely watch this video of this book because it's fantastic. And it will help give you more information about books. This is a link to Bat Facts for Kids. Here is if you click on this, it's in Spanish, and this is in Arabic. More information. And then also, I included something called a diagram. A diagram is a picture of something. Today, it's a bat, and it has its parts labeled so you can understand better or understand more about bats. Something that I didn't notice as much in the other pictures is that a bat has a thumb. Now, if you think about a cat or a dog, they don't have thumbs. So that's pretty interesting because thumbs are useful. If you imagine if you didn't have a thumb and you had to pick up your marker, how would you write? That would be really hard to write, right? But you have a thumb that you can use for picking things up. I have a thumb that I can use. So my hand is in the top of the puppet. My thumb's down here. Makes the puppet do this. If I had no thumb, all he can do is nod his head. It's sad, right? I know. You need to go lay down. Thank you. So bats have a thumb. It also shows the finger bones of the bat. So now we know that there's long finger bones. Brown to black furry body. So now we know that bats can be brown. They can be black. They have 5 toes on their feet. Just like us. We have 5 toes. The wings are very long and the fingers are covered by thin skin. So kind of imagine if you stretched your hand out as far as you could and all in between here, it was skin, really flat. So when you went, it would catch the air. So that helps them fly. I think that's very neat. And then it also shows where their arm bones are. So that's great. So now that you know what you need to do, I'm going to ask you to pause this video, watch the videos that I've included, and then when you come back in a few moments, I will list bat facts that are pretty common around that other kids say and bat facts from what we've read. Okay, so pause now. I'll see you in about 30 minutes. Welcome back. I hope you had a good time listening and reading about bat facts. Um, Please also remember that if you find a new book that you would love for me to share with others, send it to me through Dojo, and we will anytime we have extra time, because the more resources, the more books and websites and information that we can find out about bats, the more we're going to know. And I really want you to share with everybody. So that would be great. So now on to bat facts. Again, this is lots of facts, but this is just a short list that we can add to together as we go on. Bats are nocturnal. Say nocturnal. Remember, nocturnal means when you sleep during the day and you are active or busy during the evening. Excuse me, I need to plug in my laptop. Apologies, I apologize. Okay, next, bats, instead of they, I'm using bats, but I could say that. Bats hang upside down to sleep. Oh, did you see I made a mistake when I'm spelling? Is that okay? It's always okay to make a mistake. You notice your mistake, or somebody else might notice it for you, and then you can say thanks. And then you fix your mistake and you move on with your life, and now you remember more. Okay? Another fact, bats hunt insects. And remember, insects have how many legs? Yes, they have 6 legs. Bats live in caves. Bats, um, sometimes bats live, I'm sorry, sometimes some bats drink, drink blood, but they don't drink blood from other animals, we found out. They drink blood. I'm sorry, they don't drink blood from people. They drink blood from other animals. Next, I bet you learned this from Stella Luna. Bats, some bats eat, what is it in Stella Luna? Fruit, apples and peaches. Mm-mm-mm. Um, Mammals. Bats are mammals. That's right. Bats are mammals. Bats eat frogs, birds, and mice. Bats have big ears. Yes. And what do they use? Oh, that's okay. Let's see. Bat, baby bats are called cubs. Not cubs. What are they called? Pups. Baby bats are called pups. That's wonderful. This is a great start to a list. Now, you will have access to everything on this chart, obviously. We can go back to our what I know. They drink human blood. Is that true? That is not true. They drink blood sometimes from other mammals. Sounds like we were worried for nothing. Bats eat fruit. Yes. Have you come across a fact yet that bats eat meat? I'll write that down. And if no one finds out by our next lesson and can dojo me, we will research it and find out, do bats eat meat? Okay? Wonderful. So remember, you now have time to watch the stories again, find more information, do whatever you have to do, and then write down 3 bat facts ready for next time. I don't expect you to get all the definitions written in, but I do want you to get at least 3 definitions in your vocabulary notebook by next time. If you want to write them all, you can. That's fine if you want to get them all in your vocabulary notebook now. But a good idea if you feel like, oh, that's going to take too long, blah, blah. I don't want to draw a picture, but I have to draw a picture. So, what you can do is do 3 and then take a break. And then you can do 3 more later or 3 more the next day. There's 10 definitions. So you should easily be able to get these done in 3 or 4 days to make sure they're in your vocabulary notebook. And that way you'll be able to use these words as much as you want, and you'll have a definition, a word in your own language, and a picture. Okay? So 3 facts, 3 definitions. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.